Welcome back once again, everybody. I am Warmac9 and we're playing FTB or Loktar Ogar for the board. Previously we got my doodad over here running, my quarry. It's filling up really quickly, which is kind of nice. I've got a couple ores in here, not a lot, but I've got a little bit, and I've basically been getting mostly guff, stuff I don't necessarily need. So we're going to go ahead and make use of my big fancy pants auto feeding system, and we're going to go ahead and throw that ore in there. I'm not really sure how deep the quarry is yet, but that's not really a big concern. It'll get there when it gets there. Looks like it's night right now. I really ought to be chillaxing out in the bed, so I can go ahead and pass it to morning, not get any accidental spawns on me. Let's see, for this episode I actually wanted to go ahead and do a couple things. The first and foremost is going to be barrels. If you're a fan of PewDiePie, we're not going to judge you if you are or if you're not. Don't bother saying anything like that. But he doesn't like barrels, and I don't understand that. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me, especially when barrels can be so ridiculously useful when you're using things like quarries. Quarries produce a lot of things of cobblestone and dirt and stuff you just can't really use as quickly as it comes out. So what we can do is we can stick logs around the edge like this and a jungle wood slab or any kind of wood slab across the top, and you get barrels. And barrels are pretty awesome. You can store stuff in stacks of 64 in it. It'll only hold a single type of item, but the fact that you can have 64 stacks of 64 of an item in something, it saves you a ton of inventory space, just an absolute ton of inventory space. And because I don't want to have to run out, 1.5 billion exaggerations, I'm gonna use these to store all the cobblestone and all the dirt that I'm collecting out of the quarry, and then I'll probably go and pretend I'm a lumberjack for a few minutes and level some of the forest, which we will go ahead and do on camera, but I'll fast forward everything so you guys don't have to sit through any boring stuff, at least not terribly boring. There'll be music, probably something from machinima sounds. I haven't decided yet what the track will be, but yeah, let's go ahead and get some of this cobble in here, start stacking the cobble. Look at that. And to get cobble out, you just left click. To put it in, you right click. So right now I'm at 13 stacks of 64. Let's reorganize my inventory there so I have a little bit more ease of mind. And let's take out some more cobble. And boom, 26 stacks of 64. Take out a little bit more cobble. Why is it not? There we go. It's not giving it to me all at once. Boom, 27. There we go. Basically what I'm doing right there is just right clicking until it takes it all. So I'm assuming that it has a limitation in terms of how it collects it initially. So yeah, that's the thing. Just go ahead and stick all that in there. Now that says 40 times 64, so there's 40 stacks of 64 plus 152. So there's one stack that's not quite 64, and once you manage to get that stack to 64, it'll change depending on how poorly I place the block right here. Now this is almost kind of a Technic Series 101 or a FTB Series 101. It's really basic concept, but it can be such a space saver, especially considering I don't have 64 slots in any of these. It's 9 by 6 for a double wide chest, and I don't have the resources to produce a bunch of crystal chest, which is really cool looking, but that takes a full diamond chest and glass. Once you have a diamond chest, it's basically silver chest or a gold chest plus diamonds. You can ignore that because I can't even produce that stuff in equivalent exchange quite yet. Right here we have silver chest, iron chest, and refining it and so on. In other words, it just takes a lot of resources and a lot of stuff that you don't necessarily need to spend. So I'm going to stick to this method here. And why does it not? There we go. It's like normally I should be able to control shift left click and it would take an entire... It'd fill my inventory, and that was the idea there, but it didn't quite want to do it. So, yeah. Alright, so there we are at 11 stacks of dirt. Let's take out some more dirt, and more dirt from in here. And once again, like I said, this is just a precaution just to make sure that I have lots and lots of storage space for all these resources. I don't know if I can funnel something directly into these guys. I'm going to give that a try on my creative single-player world where I test everything. See if I can have a filtration system or a piping system that'll automatically dump what I'm not using into those barrels. So I can autofill those with stuff though, but I'm not completely sure I can do that because as far as I'm aware, it requires a right-click functionality, and in which case I'd have to use a oh, what is that red power block called? Transposer, I think? No? It's not important right now. In any case, we have more ores coming in. Looks like we're sitting on only a few. I'm not exactly sure why it's always filling up on this half. I think it might be because the pipe is funneling onto this end, so it's filling up the lower half here first for whatever real reason. I'm gonna go ahead and take this stuff out. I don't think I can smelt down the lead, but ooh, I've got lead, copper, silver. And throw these guys in there. Or I meant I don't believe I can macerate the lead. Also, I still have this bug where it doesn't want to show the block as it's initially leaving right here, and I'm not terribly certain why that is. Oh, and you can see right there it's not going super fast when it's just passing through one. It has to pass through two. Didn't want to put that gold pipe right next to the lever, because it'll turn it off. Everything is catching in the hopper here. I need to see if you can actually insert items into the side chamber of a hopper, like coming from the side, because you can stack hoppers, which is kind of convenient, especially when you get things that take up that top slot in the thing there, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm losing space because I can't actually store this much crap in here. It also probably wouldn't hurt for me to have a hopper in this as well, so that way I have something to go from this into this. Or I could just get a pulverizer and build craft everything with a bunch of thermal expansion stuff, and I'd actually be better off because I wouldn't require all these crazy pipes. I just need like a few pipes to automatically feed things around corners or up a hill or into a chest kind of thing. Everything else can basically automate entirely within Buildcraft. But that's down the line. Unfortunately, for something like that, I would want to run like some energy cells and stuff like that, using energy conduits and redstone energy cells, which are pretty awesome in their own regard. But the energy cells themselves take a lot. You have to build the frame itself using hardened glass, diamonds. Hardened glass, of course, being made in induction smelters with lead and pulverized obsidian. In addition to requiring for the redstone energy conduits, you make the conduit valve bit here, or the just regular conduit here. Same process for making the glass. But yeah, this kind of acts like a cabling feature with redstone power for Buildcraft, and it's all built into the thermal expansion stuff. So that's kind of cool. You can use redstone engines and Stirling engines to refill those energy cells as a battery. That all being said, relatively off topic, we've got some coal in here. Let's go have a peek at the quarry before I make my tool for the episode. Looks like it's getting pretty deep there. I'm also hearing zombies. I don't see zombies in there. Hope they're not outside here, because that would mean I've got a gap in my defense system. No, I don't quite have a defense system yet, but that is something I could really look into doing. I've watched a lot of Direwolf 20's videos on modular force fields, and it's relatively over my head, but it seems like something I could manage to do kind of mid to late game. Ah. There's a whole cave system down here with a whole set of zombies and creepers and vines to block my attacks. There we go. Let's see. I didn't quite want to get wrapped up in a tunnel this episode, but you know, since I'm here, I'll go ahead and claim this little bit of ore here. It's gonna break my pick sooner or later anyway. And then I can make another pick. I still have quite a bit of ooh, some green. Oh wait, that's monazite. I don't really need monazite. Does this actually connect back down to any of my tunneling? That'd be awesome if it did. It doesn't look like it does. What's with this light spot right here? I bet there's supposed to be a quartz that's growing right there, but there's not because this is all previously rendered stuff. There's light over there too. This is very curious. Is this connecting to the surface? I think this is just connecting to the surface. Okay. Anyway, this was a nice quick little detour, I suppose. And this continues on up to that way, I guess. Because I came from this way. Collect this. Iron ore. Only when I get, because my pick broke. Oh well. Soon, we shall not have to worry with that, though. First, I just need to manage to make my way up that very tiny step. Lol. Where was the exit? Right here? Yes, right here. So I can use the vines side on to kind of use them to climb. And go ahead and hop back up here. Anyway, the biggest thing that I've been noticing while playing this is that I'm kind of always out of the rare materials, and in which point I could try and get a Mistcraft world, but I need to find some chickens so I can get some feathers. I could try a Mistcraft world and use like a dense ores world to try and manage to get all the materials that I'm going to need. But in that sense, it's kind of almost cheap, and I really don't want to get into that too heavily until I'm like far along in the series, where I've got basically everything that I can get within relative reason, and then I'll start working on to things that are also in the series, but just over the top amazing. Kind of like you wouldn't want to spoil yourself on Equivalent Exchange early on, and in the Equivalent Exchange 2 format, just because you'd be done with it so soon. You'd basically have everything done. You wouldn't need to keep playing. It's like, what's the point in playing on a survival series if you're trying to survive, but you don't have any actual challenge set before you? In any case, I ramble. Let's go ahead and make some stuff. Stuff is always awesome. Now, I've really put it to a lot of thought. I have 7 diamonds. I have the desire to manufacture a... Why can't I just... Oh, right. It's filtered. I have the desire to make a diamond drill, which requires 3 diamonds. The regular drill itself just requires a electronic circuit and some refined iron and /or steel, which I don't have a blast furnace. I do have coal coke, I just don't have a blast furnace. But I was thinking... Diamond drill, not too hard to make, and it's basically the same as a diamond pickaxe all the way up until it breaks, and it just destroys dirt and stone. So, in addition to making some stuff like this, which will require 1, 2, 3, 4 energy crystals, which are made out of 4 diamonds, I can use my remaining 3 diamonds to make a diamond drill. So let's get it underway. Drill first. The basic drill itself is a circuit, a battery, and some refined iron. Set of 5. Let's see what all I have on hand here. I have a battery. Totally cool. I have some diamonds. Also, let's see, how many things does this require? It's quite a bit of carbon, unless I'm mistaken. Okay, quite a bit of carbon. Let's go ahead and stick this other thing of coal here into my maceration station. Now, this is going to pump into my furnace when it's done. Fortunately for me, the furnace isn't going to know what to do with coal dust, so it'll be fine. I'll just leave it in there, no big deal. For the overclockers as well, I ended up moving my overclockers into the furnace, because since this guy has a hopper, it doesn't have to really get things done as soon as possible, since everything's going to eventually fall into it anyway. But this furnace wasn't keeping up with how much was being pulled out of this at a time. So if one piece of or two pieces of ore went in through the macerator and went into the furnace, and then one piece went into here and then was trying to come into the furnace, it would not know what to do, because it's got, you know, 6 of another type of ore trying to smelt right here, whereas this guy only had the one piece of one type of ore trying to go in. And it's just a mess, trust me. So we have refined iron, we have basically everything we need to go ahead and make the drill. Do that and that and that. Kaboom. We have this and 5 pieces of this. And now we have a drill. We can layer this thing with some diamonds, make it a diamond encrusted drill, and boom, diamond drill. Awesome? I think so. So we'll throw that in here. I can actually probably charge it a little bit quicker over in the MFE, because it has a higher damage output, a higher energy output per second, but I think it's okay where it's at, so no big deal. I can go ahead and throw in the axe and the shovel into the chest. We'll keep the axe. It's a stone axe, it's fine. I don't know if the drill works like that for trees. In fact, I'm pretty certain it doesn't, because the drill itself is meant for stone and soil. So I don't have a tree capitator, is what I'm trying to say, and that's why I'm keeping the stone axe on hand, which I actually noticed since I've started using the tree capitator mod instead of the timber mod. It's a little different. It goes ahead and takes off all the leaves, but it also takes a lot more durability to the axe. So it's, instead of being like, oh, well, you broke one block, the whole tree's got to fall now, it's like, oh, you broke one block, now the rest of the tree has to subtract from your axe as well. In that case, I think it's a little more fair, but it's just a little bit more strenuous on the product itself, the axe itself. Oh, pop my neck. Excuse me for a second there. I was doing that. So, right. Let's see what else we needed to do. We needed to go ahead and get all the carbon fiber produced and manufactured for my benefits. I suppose, while I'm not able to actually furnace anything, I can go ahead and stick the overclockers in here and just see a overall increase on how quick that's going through. I do have to throw this into a compressor as well, so we'll do this. Actually, let's hang on to that for a second. Split, 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 and boom, that's 16. Do that. We have raw carbon mesh. Yeah, I totally need some more here. Just go ahead and toss that back in there. I wasn't sure exactly how much I was in requirement. I didn't feel like doing the math, because I feel like the second I do the math is the second I start goofing it up and making some really derp mistakes on math that I really ought to know better. Oh, is the other centrifuge not in here? Centrifuge? No, it is not. There was a industrial centrifuge which had a amazingly cool animation that rotated around all sides, and you could see it spin when it was doing it. For those that don't know, centrifuges are often used to disperse solutions or separate solutions, or separate mineral filings, things like that, usually used in like a chemical sort of fashion. At which point you kind of get the same effect out of an extractor. It's meant to purify what you're already holding. Like resin has a bunch of additional plant fibers and stuff in there, and rubber is kind of like the tar, the sap that holds all of it together. And now you know. And that's the point of a centrifuge. The evolved version of the extractor here in the old industrial craft that I'm more familiar with, or the advanced machine section of industrial craft, was a centrifugal extractor, which basically you could put in sticky resin or you could put in water cells and it would spin them to such a degree that it would extract any additional impurities. Now, with the water cell, I'm not completely sure how the water cells are supposed to work like that unless you're removing the individual atoms to ionize it or something, but I have no idea exactly how they quantify that. Let's make a few more of these, which gives us another 4 of these, which I can throw these into this, like so. Haha. Also, let's go ahead and take my remaining 4 diamonds and coat them in redstone. Coat them in redstone, I said. There we go. It helps when I know exactly what I'm trying to do before I start doing it. A little bit more redstone. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But yeah, like I was saying, I noticed the math I was doing back on episode 10. I didn't math so good. I didn't have to make nearly this many gears. The iron gears I can still use in a few things, I'm pretty certain. But the gold gears I don't really need. So that was kind of a goof on my behalf. Excuse me, hiccup. A goof on my behalf. The number of things I needed was only 28. So that way I could make a number of sticks, that is. So that way I could make 7 gears. 7 times 4 is 28. That was what I was trying to do, not make 28 gears, but unfortunately I made 28 gears, and that's a bit of a loss of material. I wonder if I can stick these into like a furnace and melt them back out, or to get the ore, or the very bare mineral, or the raw material. I want the gold back, dang it. If I can't get the gold back, I'm just gonna have to make like another, that's 8, so I'd have to make another 2 quarries to make up for it. So that's another 11 diamonds for those. Yeah, it just takes time, kind of deal. Let's see, go ahead and put the shoes together and the pants. This is kind of awkwardly amazing, the fact that I've basically gone straight from wearing an iron hat and iron pants, or an aluminum hat, because it looks like I'm crazy sitting out here in my aluminum pants and aluminum hat, and iron leggings, and I'm basically going from pretty basic armor all the way straight to nano-suit, which is very awesome. Looks like it's getting kind of late in the day. Should really pop back inside and go ahead and pass the time. It's one good benefit to having a bed if you're using solar panels is the fact that solar panels, apparently with this particular build, only gain power during the day. To which I say, if I can keep it day all the time, I'm always generating power. So that's a big plus. Big plus. Also, I started typing a D there. I don't need a D. Yeah. And let's see. Yeah, I had actually realized after the 10.5 episode, I had some glass sitting in this thing that I intended to make for the solar panels, and then I never actually used it. So, hooray me. I'm relatively forgetful on that front. We'll take all the cobble and stick the cobble in this, like that. It's 3715 cobblestone in there currently. I'll take this and this. I'll make some more torches because I'm kind of low on torches, evidently. And do that. Extractor's done. Take the rubber. We'll take that rubber and these guys. Not place a torch there, but open this. Make some wires. Good deal. So yeah, this has actually been a really efficient episode, even though I haven't done a whole lot. I don't feel like I've done a lot, at least. It's been very straightforward. I just do that and that and that and that and that. Then all of a sudden everything's done. Everything's ready, and I have a fancy pants of armor just building out for me here. Now these guys only have 100,000 storage, but they prevent majority of damage. It's like a 90 to 95% damage reduction. I don't get any of the super benefits like I would get if I was wearing the quantum suit, but I do still get some benefits, and that's the big plus here, is the fact that I can still collect and well, profit from it. It's armor. I don't want to have to remake armor consistently. And oh, I need a little bit more coal, of course. Of course I do. Why wouldn't I need more coal? And let's have a look at my pants while they're cooking out here. Oh, they're full. Good deal. And I can still get my my ores back on these guys. Now, these things I think only lose durability when you actually take damage. So for right now, I'm pretty solid. I don't think I'm immune from falling from high heights. I could be mistaken. Let's have a quick test of that. Ooh. I obviously haven't harvested this or my cacti in a few. Do that. Sorry, I so ADD here on Minecraft today. Let's go see how much kind of damage I actually take if I was to fall, because I'm trying to ultimately gauge how well these are going to work for me. I mean, this armor is probably going to be my end-all armor for a long period of time, at least until I can get some mass fabrication going on. But in that respect, there's things like the long fall boots from the portal gun mod that could also be extremely beneficial. Specifically, anything that would allow me to fall extreme heights and just be cool. Like, yeah, whatever. There's my cacti. Let's pop back up since I got distracted by the fact that there's plants, and pop out the door here. Hop up my ladder. I don't know if you guys got a really good full view of my house, but I expanded this massive ring out over here. I kind of like this big open area. I wasn't originally going to build this portion here, but I built this here because I was like, oh, I need somewhere that I can grow some sugarcane, and then I was like, well, I need this area over here because I might need more space for more machines or put in something like Thaumcraft, and I was like, well, I want to go ahead and connect those, and then I was like, well, this place is huge. Drop. No damage. Awesome. Didn't even shake my screen. So yeah, it might very well be that I am relatively perfectly impervious to damage while in this thing. In any case, I still have my pathway out here going into the desert. I don't have any of my waypoints like I did before, except for my house, my German word for house over there. I'm not completely 100% that that's German for house, but I'm going to assume it is because it sounds pretty right. Let's what the heck? Is it because it needs to update? Is that what's the deal? There we go. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what was up with that. Let's see, that's 9,440. Break that. 9,360. So it looks like it was about 80 energy just to break that that block of sand. So that's not the best sign, but I guess it's not really the worst either. In either case, I really need to pop back and I guess finish doing my coal stuff. Probably go over there and clear house on those trees. Because, in fairness, I do need a little bit more wood, and I wanted to make the most of this episode, doing the most stuff I could do, while also still managing to keep it within 30 minutes and keep producing stuff. Like, I need to make more equipment, more machines, more tools, just stuff in general to help keep this thing rolling, keep my armor rolling, keep all this good, neat stuff going. Oh, yes. It's so convenient, the fact that it breaks all the leaves, gives me the saplings as well. Because that means I just hit the block and it's done. I don't have to wait for the stuff to decay. Used to be, I played on a, I was like, 2 suns, what is this? I played on a Minecraft multiplayer server, survival multiplayer, and it was a vanilla server. And it was aptly named VanillaCraft. Now this was ages ago. I mean, we were still in alpha stage on Minecraft, and eventually, I remember the first world I joined on for them, there wasn't biomes and there wasn't snow, and that was later added on, and that was like one of these really big things that we got, and it was like all of a sudden we had a almost like a revolution where the entire server was deleted for the nude seed update, and everything was redone from scratch. And I used to be one of these really crazy guys that would go around and take off all the tree canopies whenever somebody left just a floating tree canopy. Just leaves, no wood, and it was always so frustrating that it wouldn't fall, because it would fall fine on multiplayer, but it wouldn't do that. Or it'd fall fine on single player, wouldn't do it on multiplayer. I keep getting my words mixed up. You might notice that I can string my words together into one long, unbroken sentence, and oftentimes I'll end up losing my own place because I'm not perfect at that. Well, that wasn't a full stop, but ooh, lost quite a bit of energy on that though. I guess that's fine. That's still perfectly acceptable. I basically just jumped off a really tall cliff that would have otherwise probably put me close to death. Let's have a peek at my my quarry. Now I actually ended up coming over here and sticking another 2 engines on this thing because I felt it wasn't doing it fast enough. And I still don't see that very first block with these things on here for whatever reason. But as you can see, it's moving pretty quickly now. It goes like 2 or 3 blocks, pauses, 2 or 3 blocks, pauses. So yes, I am pretty certain that they've actually adjusted these things to behave differently than they used to. In the same breath, though, they still work phenomenally, and I've got just super quarry here. It actually looks like they discovered... Oh, they're at bedrock. They're already at bedrock. That's awesome. Let's see if I've picked up any diamonds or if I've been fortunate enough to get some really good rare materials. Because once this thing hits bedrock, we're just going to pick it up and shift it over. So let's see. We had 4 diamonds. Awesome. Totally awesome. That's amazing. Let's take my shoes off and stick them back in here and get a little bit more power on them. Also, as you can see, this thing does still gain power quite quickly, so that's a big awesomeness. Big plus, big awesome. Let's pop back inside, see how my coal is doing. I haven't gotten a lot of coal in this, I've noticed. I'm guessing that's just the luck of the draw in that particular respect. Because usually I'm so used to finding a vein of coal and it's like 1 billion coal, and I'm like, oh my god, too much coal. But this quarry hasn't really seemed to give me quite that same reaction in coal. So, we'll see. I'll put those into the compressor. Now, I don't remember for the hat. So it is only just 4 plus Lapitron, or the redstone, plus the glass. Okay. And the chest I do remember, because the chest is really simple. It's a U with a gem in the middle. Let's see. Well, I guess I just need more coal to go through this thing in maceration if I want to go have the thing happen here. So, I guess, in effort of saving time, I'm going to go ahead and cut for a second, and I will be right back once this thing is done macerating all my coal. Welcome back once again. After a very brief wait, we got the remainder of our plates. I went ahead and took them out of the thing really quickly, the compressor, just because I was like, oh well, I've got it, yay! I was like, oh wait, I'm not recording, boo! So we have all of this, we have this, we have this, we have, boom, a full nano-suit. I also had a skeleton spawn outside beside my solar panel. I don't really know where he spawned at, but he spawned out there, so I stepped outside and killed him really quickly. Just gonna go ahead and fix it back up to daytime. It also looks like my thing out here, my amazing quarry, is no longer producing anything. So I kind of need to go ahead and extend it on, make the next bit of quarry. It looks like we got quite a bit of stuff just in general, but nothing too super amazing. Like I was really hoping to get some things like, oh, I don't know, more diamonds. I was kind of really, oh, ooh, I filled out on cobblestone on that first box there. I was like, wait, why can I not store more? Oh, derp, I'm silly, it's 64 times 64. Yes, we filled out on cobblestone, we've got the quarry completely tapped, so now I need to move the quarry over. But I'm going to save that for next episode, as this one has already run past 30 minutes, and I have to think of render times. But, yes, thank you guys so much for tuning in, joining me, watching us what we did. We got plenty of stuff accomplished this time. I've got a mining drill, meaning I can do quite a bit of work on my own without the use of the quarry underground, so we can see us go down and mine a little bit more. I specifically will need a bit of cobble in the very, very near future. In addition to me now having a nano-suit, while it's fully charged, I am basically impervious to any and all damage. It is not perfect, but it's better than anything else I can make outside of like quantum armor, at least for the time being. The only real differences here are going to be the fact that quantum armor keeps you from ever going hungry, gives you speed buff, gives you jump buff, things like that. Whereas this is primarily a just a damage suit. As long as it's fully charged, I'd hardly take anything. Even when wearing just the pants and shoes, I got shot by the skeleton that spawned out here, and I took no damage. So I will see you guys next time. I'm going to go ahead and move the quarry over in that direction. I'm going to just do that off camera though, just because effort of time. But once again, this has been Warmac 9. I'll see you next time.